Sal watched the pink one disembark with mixed feelings, luggage under one arm, leash spider following close behind. It had destroyed everyone's expectations yet again, by not only surviving the night, but showing up to first meal this morning impossibly no worse for wear. Then even the gossip was starting to seem less fantastical than the human itself, as it began to outpace its own legendary status amongst the others. Throughout it all, the pink one had managed to remain humble. Sal's feelings churned inside him, still deeply conflicted. On one manipulator, it had gotten involved in a fight, terrified the other passengers, then killed a fellow passenger in the most horrific manner, damaged his passenger cabin, disobeyed crew instructions, polluted the backup drinking water, and smuggled a restricted dangerous animal on board. On the other manipulator, it had saved hostages, impressively feasted like a hero of old, volunteered information on its exotic species, stopped a dangerous escaped prisoner, insanely swam in an open body of water, survived being bitten by a venomous creature, paid in full like an adult passenger and not a juvenile, and maintained a polite and friendly attitude to the captain throughout it all. That morning, Sal had heavily doctored his reports, clearing Nate of any wrongdoing. He didn't want anyone getting injured or worse trying to stop the little pink human. He was amused as others in the terminal gave the spider looks of alarm and a wide berth, not realizing that it was the least dangerous of the odd pair. As the pink one disappeared into the crowds, Sal realized that this journey would be one to tell the grand hatchlings about. Reem watched the pink one disembark with mixed feelings, luggage under one arm, leash spider following close behind. He was glad to see the little monster leave. He had grown tired of double-checking every corridor corner he approached to make sure he didn't run into it, or the pink one. The human had been both interesting and insane to travel with, managing to keep him busy both directly or indirectly, almost the entire trip. Still, if it hadn't tried to drown itself, he would not have received the captain's praise for saving it. It was always good to be noticed by the boss, especially as he had so few other opportunities for advancement. On the other side of things, the pink one was a wake-up call on the dangers of the galaxy. Reem had been considering quitting his crappy job where the human came aboard, but now that he knew such creatures were out there, maybe it would be safer and less stressful to stay on for a while longer. Thanking the little pink alien under his breath, he turned back to his tasks. Joyup watched the pink one disembark with mixed feelings, luggage under one arm, leash spider following close behind. He was glad to get his medbay back, now free of any distractingly dangerous guests, and the ship's tiny morgue was, as it should be, empty. The zillion remains already handed over to the authorities. The image of his mangled body still made him shudder. But mostly he felt disappointed. Such an interesting and exotic being. He would have loved to study the human in more detail. How had it even survived the spider bite? Unfortunately, it would be long gone by the time the new autodock was installed and set up. Maybe he would research and collate existing data from the infoweb when he got the chance. Feeling buoyed by the thought, maybe there would even be information on its adult form. Joyup examined the pink one as it walked away, paying attention to how its arms moved as it walked. Nathan was enjoying the open space of the terminal with his new friend Shadow. The ship was plenty big enough, but the lack of room for the air to really move grew oppressive sometimes. The real treat, however, was the fact that he wasn't jostled by the aliens all around him for the first time in a long while. They all gave him a respectful distance, allowing him to really soak up the science of the building's grand architecture. This port must be more cosmopolitan than the last few, having the decency to let the shorter species have enough personal space and then some. Or maybe not. They were all still staring in his direction. Nathan braced himself for the first one to come up to him and question about what he was and where he was from. To his pleasant surprise, none did. Zytar was angry. His merkin had not been at the meeting point. Something must have gone wrong. It was now up to him to finish the contract. The ship had been docked. The captain had revealed himself to be alive and well, and Kin Xylem was nowhere to be seen. Zytar had started his approach using the general crowd as cover, when another interesting opportunity arose. Someone had leashed a spider and was walking it like a pet. Contract be damned. Zyton knew of private collectors that would pay 10 times more for such a specimen. Once in a dark corner away from the crowds, the little wrinkly pink creature would be easy to remove, like taking candy from a juvenile.